Hey everyone, welcome back to another episode of Stating the Obvious. I'm Viswa, and today Noah, Renee, and Jacob are going to state something obvious, as they always do. Let's start with Noah. Maybe catch him off guard. Noah, say something obvious, please.
You should keep me away from strategy games.
This is true.
This is a
More
true, obvious
specifically,
fact.
Civilization 6.
Well, basically any strategy game. This also happened when I downloaded Star Wars Empire at War, which is a different strategy game.
Oh, is it the kind of like the same thing?
It's not really the same. It's actually pretty cool. Like you get to like basically make Star Wars space battles happen. Like be a commander, like drop in like X-wings and shit.
Your dream job, Noah.
Yeah, it's my dream job.
Okay.
I'll never have it, unfortunately.
Noah's living vicariously through these games.
Yo, Noah, what if you
Basically,
become
yeah.
what if you become the commander of the Space Force?
Yeah, easy.
Sounds like a boring job, if I'm being honest.
Ooh.
What?
Because in real life,
Not in
space
the show?
battles are boring. Don't have X-wings and shit.
Fair enough,
That's
fair
true.
enough.
That's why, as the commander of, or the director of Space Force, you will start an initiative to make X-wings.
Not like honestly, Space Force if they ever get to the point where they're actually like doing space combat, it's probably going to be just shooting missiles at satellites.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
Or a bunch of drones.
Well, actually, speaking of Space Force,
dudes.
Viswa, have you seen the Netflix comedy Space Force?
I have not, because I saw the reviews and they were not it, apparently. Like a lot of people are like, I thought it'd be funnier. You have Steve Carell, it was created by the same people who made Parks and Rec and The Office, but I guess I don't know, I didn't watch it just because the reviews are so bad.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't know though. Like sometimes reviews can be misleading.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true. I think I talked about this a little bit before. First time I watched it through, I was just like, it's nothing eye-opening. I wasn't laughing like every single moment. But then I watched it a second time. I was just like, yeah, this is I like the show. It's like kind of cool. Has a little bit of kind of weird humor, and also, I just feel like it's something nice to just like chill to. I was just like whenever I eat, I just like put on Space Force. It'd be kind of nice.
Imagine having conversations with real people.
Yeah.
Renee can't. With that,
I
Renee,
can't.
quick, state something obvious.
My something obvious is also Civ 6 related. I thought I was gonna go first because usually I go
Yeah, no,
first,
screw you.
but now no one first. So Civ 6 takes up a lot of time. Takes up a lot of Noah's time.
I've
Takes
noticed.
up some time of my other friends who played it. Takes up a lot of time in general.
You do realize that this wouldn't be obvious if you went first.
Okay, but now it is. Oh, it did actually good job. Good job
Yeah,
on the
congratulations.
Very nice.
You're so bad.
So
Okay, but
was that your fact that Civ 6 takes up a
that
lot of
was-
time?
Of your time,
Yes.
Noah. Not of just time in
Was-
general, but of
Okay,
your
well,
time
of
specifically.
people who play it. Of people who play the game.
Renee,
If people, I mean, it doesn't have to be Noah. I know, like, other people. I know, like, one of my friends. During Thanksgiving break, all they played. I forgot if it's 6-6 or another Civ game,
Okay,
but
you know what? I
they
think it's
literally
time
just
you
played
stop.
all.
It's
Yeah,
time
whatever.
to stop,
Okay.
Renee. It's time to stop. Jacob, save us from all of this, please. State
Alright,
something
yeah.
obvious.
Yeah, so I've been watching a lot of Shark Fest lately on Nat Geo. It's like their 5-week series, and I learned a very obvious fact about sharks. And this fact is kind of scary, actually. So, before I say the fact, you guys have all been to the beach before, right?
yes.
Yes.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you've all got in the water. So,
Yes.
yeah, if you've gone into the water about waist height at least 3 times, shark experts say that you were most likely within 6 to 9 feet of a shark and didn't even know it.
PogChamp.
What the?
Yep.
Kind of OP.
I'm
Pretty
fearless.
dope. I like that.
I knew that all along.
I mean,
I just wasn't
assume
scared.
they're not. I assume they're smaller sharks that don't usually aren't like super aggro.
That's what
Nope,
you think.
it's a
but
great white.
Oh, really?
Every time
That's
there's a great
not
white shark.
true. So, like, there's a lot of sharks that come close to the shore that are, like, pretty deadly. Like, black tip sharks, they always come close to the shore. Bull sharks, which are far more deadly than great whites, always come to the shore. In fact, they go up. They can live in fresh water, and they go up streams and rivers and live in lakes. And actually, one of their top breeding grounds are lakes in North Texas.
Yo, that's dope.
It's kind of OP.
Yeah.
Texas Sharks, let's go.
Yeah, in fact, one of the areas where shark attacks are most common, like river shark attacks are most common, are in the Ganges, because people are constantly going in there. The water's so muddy that and like murky that you can't see that so many people get attacked by bull sharks in there.
That's kinda
I mean, like,
scary.
it's also possibly just like a statistical thing where like there's just a lot of people in the Ganges in general.
Also,
That's true, but
could
it's
be
also
it.
the ideal shark environment.
That's fair. I don't know, man. Like, we got sharks in North Texas. We should arm them.
Arm the sharks. We do arm
If
the
they- if they-
dolphins.
Yeah, if they're Texan sharks, they should get guns.
Apparently,
Have a right to
the
protect
Russian.
themselves.
You know how like sometimes the Navy like employs dolphins to like
Yeah.
do certain. Yeah, apparently the Russians had like a dolphin squad who was like trained to do some like I don't know reconnaissance or something. And a couple months ago, they said that they launched a mutiny and all left.
No, well,
What?
wait. I'm pretty
What
sure
the
I
hell?
sent you guys this article. It was an article in the Guardian.
No,
So what
maybe
hap-
not.
Yeah. So what happened was basically the Soviet Union had a dolphin program, and then when they broke up, the dolphin program got inherited by the Ukrainians. So the Ukrainians had this dolphin program, but it was based in Crimea. So when Vladimir Putin rolled up in Crimea, well, the dolphin program got captured by the Russians. But apparently all the dolphins are gone now, and the Ukrainians claim that the dolphins all patriotically starved themselves to death rather than work for the Russians. That was literally their argument. They were like, these
Legends.
patriotic dolphins would not work for the Russians.
Let's
Yeah,
it's
the
a-
dolphins,
it's
they train them
amazing.
well.
Also, apparently, did you know that Russians prefer seals to beluga whales when they're working with marine animals because they say that seals are more professional than beluga whales?
I saw
yeah.
a video where a beluga whale went down to the bottom of the ocean after someone dropped their phone and brought it back up to them.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, I saw that too. Yeah, it was pretty
good guy
cool.
whale. Good guy whale.
It's pretty good. I think they're both screwed either
Maybe
way.
seals are just like seals would.
I mean,
Go even
you
deeper,
could probably
right?
sell it. You know,
True.
it's a whale phone. You ain't got one of those.
Wonder if you could, maybe.
Probably could. I mean, like somebody out there would probably buy it. You know?
Honestly,
Like there's just
True.
so much there's just so many people with too much money, especially in America.
I don't know if it's too much money. I think people would just spend their money on dumb things.
Well, no, they have like
That is
more
also
money
true.
than they really know what to do with, but not enough money to buy something like really nice. It's like the kind of money where you're like, well, I got like maybe $1,000 that I can spend here or there, but like not enough to like buy something like a car or a house. So you end up buying something stupid, like a whale phone.
I know what
Okay.
Noah's gonna buy in the future. It gonna be a whale phone, bro.
Yeah, I'm gonna be a whale phone collector, a fucking whale phone mogul, man.
Speaking of sharks, though, Shark Tank is a pretty good show that I've been
That
watching.
is-
Nice segue.
Oh, thank you. No, but for real,
was being
I
sarcastic.
actually think like the plot of that, like the idea behind the show, it's actually like interesting. You listen to
Yeah,
these people,
I used to watch
you
it.
watch
I
them
used to watch it
negotiate.
fairly religiously on like it used to come every Fridays on ABC. And there, I mean, not gonna lie, it's kind of entertaining because a lot of the ideas are really interesting, but some of the ideas are like complete shit. And the way that all these investors like Mark Cuban and shoot, I forgot the other guy's name. Okay, well, Mark Cuban is Stevie's
Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary, yes, that's the name. The way that they just like give those people shit is just like so entertaining. They like scoff
remember-
at these people who do these valuations of that they think is like so overblown, and the guys are just like, yeah, I think this is very good. And it's the funniest is when everyone fights back, and they have like they're really invested into their company and they feel personally attacked. Man, those are the funniest ones.
I remember watching this one episode. It was like for Cousin Maine Lobster or something, some like lobster company food sort of thing that they had. And what happened was, I think like they actually got an offer or whatever, and then they sort of like expanded, and then they became like a pretty big thing. And then it was one year at our state debate tournament.
Oh,
Where-
wait, it was that one?
I think so. I'm pretty sure it was.
Oh,
It was
fuck them.
it was actually one of like from the company that was on Shark Tank. They had a food truck that they brought and to our state debate tournament, and they actually had some fries, which I got to eat because that's all I
The
can eat.
lobster rolls were overpriced.
Bro, it was
Gross.
it cost so much.
Oh my
Holy
god. It was like
Christ.
literally like $20 for this tiny fucking roll. It wasn't even like a full roll. Like you would like it's not even like a Subway like 6-inch. Like you take the 6-inch and you cut it in half. It's a fucking 3-inch.
And the thing is, we had very few other options because we're in the middle of dumbfuck nowhere.
There
Like-
were only 2 food trucks, like I remember. There was like a barbecue one, the lobster roll one, and like half of the kids in the bay are Indian, and like most of those are vegetarian.
Look, I'm just gonna say that they had like quesadillas, and if you made it vegetarian, the price went down by like 70%, and it was actually like a lot of food. So I was pretty happy with it. What actually ended up happening, I remember when I was in line, like I got my vegetarian thing, and people were just like, "Yo, how'd you get that?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's way cheaper," and they got it. And a bunch of people were eating vegetarian that day, even though they weren't. And I was like, "I've done good in this world."
I mean, like honestly, like if you get something with like a shitload of cheese on it, like vegetarian or not, I'll eat that. I'll eat the fuck out of that.
No,
Cheese
you've
is
never
amazing.
liked vegetarian things.
Well, I mean, I've eaten some vegetarian things before.
He has eaten
Cheese
lettuce.
pizza,
He's eaten grass. I'm not grass.
cookies.
We always
Cake.
go back to the same joke of grass.
I don't like it. Not a fan.
Have you tried it?
No,
Oh,
I haven't
man.
tried it,
Okay,
but I
well,
tried
Like
ketchup.
hot take though, I think lobster rolls are just disgusting.
Have you had a
I
I
good
think
lobster roll?
lobster is disgusting.
I do not like lobster rolls.
I
Have
think
you?
it depends if it's made well or not.
Like the thing is that like all like the lobster rolls I've had I think are the main style, like, and they're cold. They're served
Oh,
cold,
really? Yeah, I
and that's
honestly
so
would not like that.
disgusting. Like
Wait, no,
cold
there's a-
shellfish.
I don't.
Oh.
There's a different style that's served warm.
Yeah. Okay, warm lobster roll. Maybe I like that. Maybe. But
Have you ever
cold?
had it or no?
No. No.
Wait, have you ever
I've
had
never
warm?
had. Okay, well, I've had lobster rolls twice. Both times they were served cold. Hated them both. Fucking hated them.
Okay.
First time was at state debate tournament. Second time was in Boston.
Oh, is that also
but it
a
was
debate
cold.
tournament?
Yeah, I know.
Man, I had
I just
had
said
some
they were
clam
both
chowder in Boston. I was like, yeah, this
the
is
clam
kind
chowder
of
is
nice.
nice.
Yeah.
Oh, it's pretty because it's warm.
Yeah, I
man.
know.
It's fucking warm. You have seafood. You serve it warm. Who wants fucking cold lobster? It's so
Wait.
disgusting.
Do you remember when we were in Chicago and we got like the deep dish pizza at that
Yeah.
one?
Oh yeah, that
Yeah.
was pretty bad. Not gonna
That
lie.
was pretty bad. I think we
Yeah.
just
It-
went to like not the
It
greatest
took like
place
an
for it.
hour or like something like
Yeah,
that to
it
make.
took
You-
so
yeah.
long.
Oh, really? Was
It
it
was so
was it
expensive,
supposed, was it
too.
supposed to be like a good deep dish pizza place?
I
It was
don't know.
supposed to be.
Supposed,
Yeah.
Like it wasn't like okay. Deep. I don't know if this is all deep dish pizza or just that deep dish pizza. Didn't feel like pizza. It felt like I was eating like stew in a bread bowl.
That's a
Yeah,
pretty accurate
a little
description, I'd say. It just, I don't know, it was weird. I thought it would be like, just like, I thought deep dish was like thicker pizza with like
Yeah.
more cheese. That's my assumption. Maybe I don't understand what deep
Like,
dish
do you
pizza
think
is.
do you think it was even pizza at that point? I've never had deep dish.
I don't
pizza,
know,
by the way.
man. Like I don't
know.
Like you say deep dish pizza. I picture something that's just like two. Like you take like a pizza and then you stack more pizza on top of that. You know, like it's like
Twice the
super
cheese,
cheesy.
twice the bread.
It's just got like more cheese, more toppings, more filling. Like
Yeah.
you stuff some sausage in that shit. Like that is like some deep dish pizza I can get on board with. They served us. Like it literally, like you didn't even like. I don't think you could like pick it up. I think it was like inside of like a metal bowl or
yeah,
something, right?
you have to like
You have to like spoon it out.
yeah.
Yeah, it was really, it was
Yeah, it
just-
wasn't pizza, man. It straight up wasn't pizza.
And it was like, honestly, it was like 90% bread. I thought it would be like, it's thick, right? And then like the crust is like the thickest part, obviously, because it goes all the way to the top. Then you have like a thin, like a normal size layer of bread on the bottom, and then like marinara and like cheese and like all these toppings galore.
Yeah.
And that was kind of my idea of what it
Expectation,
was.
right.
Yeah. And I was sorely disappointed. It was like 90% bread, and I was just like, what is this?
Like it wasn't even good crust either. Like it's not like like kind of like that kind of like garlic bread sort of like flavorful crust. It was like this, just like this thick, sort of floury, doughy shit.
Yeah, I don't know why is Chicago just like known for their deep dish pizza?
Who the fuck? Maybe they've just been like conning everybody. Like, they
Well, I
just
heard there are
managed to
some good
convince everybody that
places.
deep dish pizza is good.
Maybe it was just that place.
Fuck,
Like,
man, I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But can I ask, how do like all these different places get their sort of like?
Chicago actually has
Dish,
quite
I
a lot
guess.
of, because like Chicago also has like hot dogs too. I'm like, I've never had a Chicago hot dog, but I know you make it like without. I know you can't use ketchup for sure. They have like some sort of relish, maybe no-nos a bit more,
Mm.
and they have like some onions, and I don't know if they have mustard or not. But it's
I
like
know.
it's like a non. It's just without ketchup. You just like cannot use ketchup on hot dog. I just remember that's like one Chicago thing. Whereas in Pittsburgh,
I mean-
this is the home of Heinz ketchup. We have ketchup galore. We have all the ketchup.
Sounds like heaven.
You're a native of Pittsburgh now. You spend like one semester in Pittsburgh. You're like, yes, we here in Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh, yeah, dude.
We are the home. of
It's
Heinz
like you
ketchup here in
haven't
Pittsburgh.
grown up in Plano all your goddamn life.
We have.
Holy, you think you're
we are
cultured?
the home.
You think you're cultured?
Yeah.
But we are the home
He thinks
of the
he's
vegetarian.
so cool. He's like, oh yeah, I'm a Pittsburgh native now. Go Steelers.
Yeah, let's go with you. They're not doing too good. They're not doing good.
Yeah,
good the
speaking
past
speaking
couple
of hot
years.
dogs though, there's a Swedish hot dog. I forgot what it's called. Like it's called like the half special or something, where you take a hot dog and then you put mashed potatoes on top of it, and then you put ketchup and mustard, and apparently it's really really good. I've never had it, but
I will never have
Does
it.
not sound like my
Jit
cup of
comes
tea.
to Pittsburgh.
Currywurst,
Just,
on
we
the
have
other
all
hand.
the ketchup you can ever dream of.
Like, it's kind of weird, but like
True.
one of the foods like that's like iconic in Germany is currywurst, which is weird because curry doesn't come from Germany. It's just like curry like sausage, which is
Oh, that's
really
that's
good.
the name. Currywurst.
Yeah, currywurst, because like it's literally just curry sausage, like curry
What
and then
the-
wurst,
Interesting.
sausage,
The hell?
currywurst.
Did not
You
know
say
that was a
is,
thing.
is that like with a V, like a
Yeah,
verse?
yeah. Because
But it's like spelled with a W.
Yeah, because like W's in German are pronounced with a V. V's are pronounced with an F. It's weird.
He's pronounced with the
Okay.
F. What the?
Yeah.
So what-
Okay,
so what's like a
like,
word?
So like it's not like Volkswagen, right? It's Volkswagen.
Volkswagen. Volkswagen.
Oh,
Wagen.
interesting.
It's kind of weird.
Yeah, you know, in
Because-
French, an F is a G and a G is an F. Like, I mean, like when you say the words, it's like F is like J and G is F. No, not F. G is a J and J is a G.
You took 4 years of Spanish for what, Brennan?
That's French. I
For
say
what?
French.
Or French? French for what?
Just to come here and tell you this fact.
That's
You-
very good.
You don't even know the fact. You were confused about the fact for like the first minute of explaining it.
Hey, give him some slack, all right? Prenay's a little bit confused. He's from Pittsburgh after all.
Not
We
true.
don't speak French in Pittsburgh, man. It's very.
Exactly.
Uh,
Yeah,
actually, I
what were we
live in
saying?
Canada where they speak French.
What were we talking about?
I don't know. We just kind of went on a big tangent from everything.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Now I remember what I was gonna say because we were talking about deep dish pizza, and that reminded me. Apparently, Pizza Hut is like a really fancy restaurant in Korea.
Oh, really?
Is
Like-
it really?
Yeah, like my mom was talking to me about this, and she was talking. She said like she went to like go visit her family one time, and her dad was like, "Hey, do you want to go like to Pizza Hut? It's like this like really hot new place." She was like, "What? Pizza Hut? No, gross." But like apparently like when she did go, it was like this like really nice like sit down restaurant. Like you literally ate pizza with like a fork and
But it's
knife.
still like
It was
a.
like that kind of
It's
restaurant.
still like the branded Pizza Hut.
Yeah, it's like branded Pizza Hut, right? But it's like a Pizza Hut like sit down. Like you got like the tablecloth, you got like the waiters and everything. It's weird as hell.
Yo, is this
Like-
like a suit and tie place?
Kind of, I don't think it was that fancy, but like it was much fancier than like our Pizza Hut, which is like kind of garbo.
if you
If we're being real.
I don't really know many people who go to Pizza Hut here and eat in the
have you
restaurant.
ever? I feel like
Yeah,
I feel
No,
like I
no
have
one does.
once because we were on the road going to like Houston or something.
Was it like just a Pizza Hut? Because a lot of times it's like a Pizza Hut and it's
I
like
think it
combined
might
with
have
like
been a
another.
Pizza Hut and a
well,
Taco
fast
Bell.
food joint.
yeah,
Ah,
yeah.
Taco
I
Bell.
feel like I've been seeing more of those like combined restaurants. Like I think I saw like a Taco Bell combined with a KFC.
I've never seen that
Okay,
combo.
speaking of speaking of Taco Bell, I just have to get this off my chest.
Okay.
Okay, they're
Of
getting
course.
rid of all
Oh,
all
yeah.
the potato options, and then they're getting rid of the 7-layer burrito, which they've had for like 2 decades, and it's been like the go-to vegetarian option for like vegetarians on the planet. all
Where are they
vegetarians.
replacing it with? It?
Nothing. They're just getting rid of these items, like because a lot
Really?
of restaurants right now are cutting down on items just because of like
Corona.
virus and stuff.
Yeah.
So, yeah. So like, Taco Bell has just like they started the year like we're vegetarian friendly. We're adding new items for vegetarians, and then here we are. No more potatoes. No
I mean,
more
you-
7-layer burrito.
But
got
the
your,
most
uh,
depressing,
it's
the
the 7
most
liter-
depressing thing about the potatoes is the cheesy Fiesta potatoes, bro.
Yeah,
those,
Pranay always got those. What was your question,
those
Cobb?
are so good.
Is the 7-layer burrito your go-to?
Yeah, it was my like. So I get like several things. Like I don't just get a 7-layer burrito. Like I don't get one item. Like I get several items because that's how you do it.
All right. Well, how do you rank the 7-layer burrito among the items you get?
I'd say easily like top 3.
Oh shit. Okay.
Easily top 3 because it has like
Really?
it just has a lot of stuff in it. Like it has 7 layers, right? So it's it's just a value. Like and it's not even that expensive. It's such a value item, and now they're just like screw you.
Rip.
So there's my little sob story.
So is the
I signed a
cheesy
petition.
Fiesta. I would get 3
signed
cheesy
several
Fiesta
petitions.
potatoes, man, because it's like just the sour cream and the cheese combo, like, and you can put in like different sauce packets, like, and you mix them together, and I don't know how to explain it. It's the sour cream. The sour cream is what makes it so good. It's like a nice pinch of like softness compared to like the heavy cheese.
Taco Bell should really listen because like Vista was like one of their most committed customers.
I literally
Like, this
am,
is so
dude.
committed.
It's
He,
so...
he literally got himself in a car crash just to get me to Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
This is
This
true.
is true.
This is actually true. Dude,
Dude.
it's because Noah hadn't had nacho fries at that point. And I was
I
like,
hadn't had any
dude.
Taco Bell. Like I hadn't been to Taco Bell. That was like my first time going to Taco
Oh, right.
Bell.
You hadn't even been to Taco Bell. Dude. Dude, I actually had an aneurysm the day I found out that Noah had been to Taco Bell. Holy Christ. Yeah. That was an emergency situation.
I remember like he was talking about Taco Bell. I just like offhandedly mentioned like I've never been to Taco Bell, and he's just like Mom, we gotta go to Taco Bell. Turn the car around. We're going to Taco Bell.
And she did. Balk jump.
And we got in a car crash.
Okay. Not a crash. It was more of just like an accident. Like we just got
Well.
rear-ended, but whatever.
Same difference.
Whatever. We don't talk about it. Okay. Moving on to the next item on the agenda that we have today. Bob, you wanna take us there?
No.
You don't? You
Yeah,
really
yes.
don't?
What the?
Okay, way to go, Cobb. Way to go. Applause for
Good
Cobb.
transition. Good transition. This is actually a good transition because maybe Cobb was like he meta thought about this. Because now we have a dilemma. Jit wants Cobb to go to the next transition, but then Cobb doesn't want to do it, and we have a sort of conflict. And we wanted to talk about how we handle conflict, how Cobb is going to resolve this issue with Jit.
True. And conflict.
I just thought it was funny.
it's big brain time.
Okay, you
It's
know what?
big brain
I got
time
you
here,
what you
ladies and
really
gentlemen.
meant, Cobb. I knew what you really meant. It's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what happens
like 3
when
steps
you're
ahead.
debate partners for 4 years. 3 years. 4 years?
Yeah,
3 years. 3 years.
Like 3.5 actually.
Conflict in a group project, conflict with your partner. Lots of conflict in just life.
Yeah, I actually wanted. So, the first place, like, I had, like, major conflict within, like, group projects. And I'll first talk about group projects. So, for me personally, I remember the first group I was a part with, and this actually shaped, like, the philosophy of what I think about group projects going on in the future. That I really hated. I detested this group. It was in. Okay, actually, I didn't detest this group. That's a pretty strong language. I really wanted to be with another group. I'll put it like that. It was an age gap, 9th grade.
Wait. Can we just pause?
Was this a
Pause.
TV project?
This is the
Renee just said detest is like bad language.
not bad language. I was strong language.
Or like strong language. Detest.
yes.
You really think detest
No, it's
is
because
strong language?
I didn't detest these people. Like they were good people. I just did
Saying
not like
you
enjoy
detested
being in a team
them
with
was
them.
like one of the nicest ways you could have worded that. Honestly.
Okay. Well, either way,
Okay, regardless,
these people,
continue.
I did not like being in a group project with them. But I don't know what happened. I think I had to like go to the restroom, and I went and I came back, and they already decided the teams, and I just got left over with like the scrap team, and I.
That's why you don't go to the fucking bathroom.
I didn't know they were gonna
decide
decide teams at that point. I was so pissed because in this class, let me tell you, the other people I could have been in a team with, I could have been with Puck, I could have been with Anthony, I could have been with David, I could have been with, I forgot. I think Vincent was in this class. Actually, I'm not sure. Either way, there's a bunch of other people I could have been team with. Yush was here, I think, at some point. And I could have been in a group with these people. But no, it did not happen. It did not end up like this. There was a couple of other people. One of the person, this guy is kind of smart, but I just hate him as a person. I mean, I don't hate him as a person. He's just very hard to work with. It's very, very difficult.
Right before this, Pranay was like, "Oh yeah, these are good people." Now Pranay's like, "I hate this guy as a person."
I just inside group projects, I find his presence very grating. That's what I will say. He will try to do everything opposite to as you, which is honestly worse than some other people. There's 3 people who just didn't do jack shit. They didn't no. This is a puppet project,
that's
right?
basically every.
This is a puppet project. Each of us have to make our own puppets and like put on this play that's supposed to relate to some sort of HCAP sort of theme, sort of shit, kind of like that.
Human geography,
Yeah.
AP.
And they didn't even make their puppets on the day of. And I sat there on the day of making their puppets during lunch because like it didn't affect my grade, but like obviously it's going to somehow indirectly affect my grade if our group looks bad with no puppets. Like it just makes the entire thing look bad. So I was there making their fucking puppets for them. And there was one guy he was good. He cooperated. He didn't go above and beyond, but like he did the work he was told to do. Like I told him to do this stuff, and he did it. So what we had to do is we had to make this script, put on some sort of play, and so.
Oh yeah, I remember this. Was it like the one with like the finger puppets?
And so
Yeah.
I ended up making the
yeah.
entire script from start to finish, right? And like I asked my group to help me edit it. Like at least if we're not gonna do it, just like at least edit it. And even then, I had to go to Jason 10. I had to go and ask him. I had to be like, bro, can you look at my my script and like edit through it a little bit? Because I feel like there's a couple of things I'm not 100% sure about. Can you like look through it? And he wasn't even in my group. He was in some other person's group. Thankfully, this guy's nice enough to help me. But
I mean, Jason Tan was like he was a real
He's a real
good
dude.
guy.
homie.
He's a real one.
For sure, he's a
Yeah.
real
Real
one.
homie. Just a
I
good
actually would
guy.
have roomed with him if I went to Vandy like him, but we did not. Okay, well, either way.
Rip.
And so if we come back, and so, long story short, our project was like the most banger of a project that anyone has seen in this entire class. And note that there were other people. Our puppets were complete shit, including mine. It was complete shit. But this script, let me tell you what, this was a script. Oh yeah. I remember Vishal was also in this class too. But so in the script, it is honestly to this day I have no idea how it connects to anything human geography related. I have no clue. But we still got 100 at the end of the day because I included one inside joke about not every, but almost everyone else in the class. So like there was a joke about David being like OP. There was a joke about like Fish was in some orangutan or something. There was a joke about like Anthony and Jackie going on a date or something. And
Nice.
and our teacher, he didn't know a single joke. He didn't understand a single joke. But the entire class thought it was so hilarious that they just like he was laughing too. He had no clue why he was laughing. He was just laughing. He didn't know if it was related to age gap or not. He was just like, "Wow, we're having a good time." And then we got 100 after that project.
He was like that, yeah. I had him too.
Yo, I remember PJ talking to me about this project and just complaining for hours on end how he had to do everything and how the other people did nothing.
Since then, I learned that in a group project, in terms of handling conflict, you got to go towards these group members who, like, whenever you choose a group, this became my philosophy. With Jit and I, when we were in Amstead later on, at Be Human Directly, I told him this philosophy too. You got to choose your group members that the teachers don't have like high expectations of, right? And then you gotta carry them on your back. But I mean, you gotta carry them. But the end result is that you will get like the maximum grade. Even if you carry them a little, you don't have to do better than everyone else. You just have to break the teacher's expectations of everyone else in your group, and you get like, and then you will have the maximum. It's free. It's just free real estate. See, and also like,
I don't entirely agree with
that. Well, I've done this. It has worked for me many times. And then also like when you're doing if you have like a group evaluation or something where they're like, say how well did this person work in your group and everything, right? As long as they're not like bad people who are out to get you, they will always give you like a really, really shining peer review. And so,
all right, I'm curious though. Let's get an opinion from Noah about why he disagrees with Renee's idea of like picking bad people, or not bad people, but just like not super hard workers.
Because like I think the thing is that if you pick like shitty teammates, like you're gonna have to put in like all the work. See, my philosophy is, if you want a good group, 2 words: Asian girls. Asian girls are the most hardworking people on this planet, because Asian boys will just fuck around. Boys in general will just fuck around. Don't get in a group project with boys. Straight up. Asian girls though will put in so much work.
There was not a girl in my group. I will tell you that much.
I am inclined to agree with Noah here. He is correct. He is not wrong. But I do agree with PJ's like logic.
Well, I will tell you this is a tried and true method.
Yo, Noah.
I don't think you're wrong, Noah.
Quiet. What if we combine the 2 philosophies and you took one Asian girl and took a bunch of useless people and put a group together? That way we can have the Asian girl do the carrying, but you still get the good grade and don't have to do the work.
You're in the best position at that point.
Yeah.
See? Compromise.
You have to think 3 steps ahead.
But the thing with Noah's idea is that it relies on you actually getting into a group with the Asian girl. But normally the Asian girl will just pick a bunch of other
Asian girls. You have to be able to assimilate into the Asian girl culture, or else you won't be able to.
Yeah, that's why you foster good relationships with the Asian girls.
Yeah, true. Once you assimilate and establish yourself, then it's free real estate. Let me tell you what.
See,
Renee and I know from Amstead.
You don't want to be like a fuckboy. Like you want to be like want to seem like a good, hardworking, responsible boy. And then like they say that, they're like, all right, yeah, I'll be in a group with this kid. He'll probably do work. When in reality, you're just waiting for them to carry you on the back.
Yeah.
True.
I like the strategy.
All right, Noah.
This is
Jacob.
how a business decision should be made.
Noah, Jacob, do you guys have any stories of group projects or any conflicts?
Oh,
anything like
God.
that?
Oh,
I don't have any ones that were like really out there, because I've usually chosen my groups based on like people I know would work. I just have like one surprising. I guess like I don't know, just like my expectations were like super whack on this one. I don't know, there was this one project that it was like a partner project, right? And it was me and our valedictorian, right? Just because we were both going on a debate trip, so like we were the only ones that were not going to be there, right? So I thought, oh yeah, this is so free. I'll just let her do all the work, right? Like, I don't have to do anything. But I ended up doing literally the entire project. And I was like, what the heck, man? Like, I don't know. That just surprised me. It wasn't like too big of a project, but I had to do the entire thing.
Excellent.
I don't know. That was just surprise to me.
My group project horror story is from Amstead. And I think Viswa will probably remember this at least, because I remember just complaining and complaining and complaining to him. Like, I was just bitching so much about this project. It was a fucking musical. Because they made us do a musical about the Revolutionary War, about something about the Revolutionary War. And my god, it was the worst project I've ever had the misfortune to be a part
Okay,
of.
look, Pranay and I also did that project, and we have a very
Okay.
yeah. We'll
That's 'cause-
tell our
that's
thing.
'cause
No,
you guys
no,
had a
no,
group,
no,
right?
No. We'll tell our thing next, Noah. You wait. You finish your story.
All right, sure. I'm just saying, at least you
Okay,
guys
yeah,
had
at
each
least
other,
we have that.
right? I got lumped into. I just got shoved into this group because, like, the thing about my Amsted class is that I didn't know anybody there except for maybe Lamont, but everybody basically half of the people there were from not Jasper. They were from Shepton, right? So I get lumped into this group with a bunch of Shepton kids, and I think this is probably fine. There's this girl part of the musical project is that we have to make costumes and shit. They're expecting somehow this thing to be good quality or something. But there's this girl talking up about how she's so into fashion. I'm all right, well, I can probably do the script writing, all that shit, and she can take care of the the costuming, because I don't have any idea how to do that.
Good plan.
Worst team ever. It was a struggle just to get them to even talk about the project. I couldn't even get them to discuss it. The girl who claimed to be this fashionista, nothing came out of her. I was just asking hey, so you have the costumes designed yet? I was just yeah, I'll have it done. Never had it done. Never happened. Never I never even saw what she did before we turned it in.
What the hell?
I don't even know if she actually did anything high key. And in terms of actually memorizing the lines, my team was absolute garbo. Just could not memorize a single line for the life of them.
Did this project have to be memorized?
Yeah, it
I don't remember.
It had to be memorized, and it had to be you had to be singing in tune. And my group was not able to sing at all. It was horrible. I hated it. I hate the Revolutionary War. I hate Amsted. I hate my group. I hate musicals. I hated that class. Got a fucking 70 or something on that project.
Oh, rip, really?
Fucking hated
Unfortunate.
Amsted, dude.
Noah,
I
Noah.
hated Amsted.
Noah, I kind of got carried on that project because it was a musical, right?
Yeah.
And I had David Talent in my
Oh
group.
my god, you lucky fuck.
He's
Yeah.
musical
For
man.
For context. No, do
Yeah.
you want to explain who this man is?
David Talent is
He's talented.
yeah, he's talented. He was the theater kid. He the theater kid, in our year.
Super good acting, super good singing, all that jazz.
Yeah.
Yep.
Also,
And we got 100 on that project just because of him.
he literally looked like a human teddy bear too. He was very small.
I was friends
This
with
is also
him
true.
in the elementary school.
You were friends with everyone's friends with everyone in elementary school.
Yeah,
He was
just
part
shut
of
up,
a
Ray.
brown squad, which is kind of interesting. He was the only white guy part of our brown squad.
He was.
There's always that one white dude, okay?
Token white guy.
True. Okay, well, for our musical, Pranay and I were in the same Amsted class, so it was our own little adventure. Basically, what happened is there's this group of pretty intelligent people in our Amsted class, but somehow when the groups were being formed, it was 7, 8, 9
Bro,
people in a
let me
group or
tell
something.
Their
In that group,
their combined
just-
rank honestly might have been lower than mine. I'm not even I'm not even kidding. Add up the numbers.
no,
add
I'm
up
pretty
the
sure it
numbers
was.
of their ranks together.
definitely was.
It'll still be lower than mine.
Rank 1, rank 2, rank 3.
Yeah, it's insane. It was insane. It's easily you add all the ranks
There's
up, and it's definitely less than 20, less than 20 or 30.
okay, four if you added
Easily.
4 of them for sure. Okay, actually if you added 5 of them for sure.
Yeah.
I think I was rank 100 or something like that.
Pop off. Noah.
Regardless,
Yeah.
this group formed immediately. So Brene and I were just on the outskirts, well then. And then all these other people just came and joined us. I don't even know how it happened, Brene. Do you remember?
Honestly, now that I think back to what our group was, I have not a singular clue. Not a singular clue, man. How it happened.
Wait, how did you
Okay,
not
so-
employ
So
Renee's
so
own
yeah, so
philosophy about
after this,
choosing
I
the
mean,
most
obviously,
useless people?
So this only applies like your first preference is to go for the OP group and then you go for the other one. Yeah, but
Yeah,
I
you
mean I
shouldn't
told Jit
immediately
this
just go for
philosophy
the-
after we got this group, and then we used it for another group later.
We
on.
got like medium
Yeah.
level
Oh
people.
no, wait, we got medium level
Okay.
people for the making school project. Remember the Prokofiev School of Excellence? We got medium level
Oh,
group
yeah.
for that. But for this one, I mean, yeah, there most of them were medium. A couple of them were very very difficult to work with.
Yeah. No one knows. Patty. Good old Patty.
Oh.
Patrick.
Patty. Oh my
Oh
god.
God.
You had
Yeah.
Patrick in your group.
No.
Yeah.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm so
Okay.
sorry. Holy
So-
crap.
We had to make a musical. So Renee and I sat down one day.
Yeah.
It was like a weekend. We wrote the entire script. And since it's a musical, it has to have like
Yeah.
like a song, right? As well as like all the dialogue and stuff that happens. So we wrote the lyrics to Humble,
one of the songs, yeah.
and yeah, Humble was one of them.
And
It
we
was
also
pretty
like
funny.
made the rest of the script
but-
rhyme and go with another song. Yeah,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
we
that was
did.
honestly
We
one
did
of the
do that.
biggest reasons. I mean,
So-
you dancing and this thing. One of the biggest reasons we did the therapy.
Yeah, so we had to dance and stuff. So I remember we met at like Russell Creek Park to do the choreography for the to teach everyone the choreography. Keep in mind, like I didn't even come up with the choreography when I got there. I'm not gonna lie, Bray. I had no idea what I literally came up with the choreography on the spot while we were there. But it was like pretty decent choreography, and it worked out in the end. Basically, the whole plan was just to have choreography, then I
This
do
was
like
back
one
when,
solo.
This was
that,
doing
like,
dance, right? This was
yeah,
like back
yeah.
when you were doing like dance for a cause.
Yeah, like around then. So I was just
Yeah,
like, look,
this
everyone's gonna
this
do
was
like.
around the time that Jit was like really into dancing, right?
I mean, I still dance, but I was
yeah,
like,
but like this was at your peak of like dancing,
Sure.
right?
Sure. So I teach everyone this pretty basic choreo, and I'm just like, and now at this point, I will just do a solo, and then I'll carry the dancing portion of this, and we'll get 100. Like, it's so free, right? It's so free. I'll just do a solo. It's free. It's free real estate. And so you write it, and like these people can't dance for their lives, but they also can't
Oh,
memorize
God,
their lines for
man.
their lives either.
Oh,
More
God.
specifically,
Oh,
Patrick.
God.
Oh my god.
Jit
Okay.
literally had to say Patrick's lines for him. Yeah, and it made no sense because I forgot what you were. Were you like the dad or something? Yeah, it
Yeah, I
would
was
make
like
no
the dad
sense
or
because
in
he was
some
the
family
dad.
or
And
something.
Patrick was like the opposite, like British soldier or something like that. And like it would make no sense if
Yeah,
Jit
it
had to
was
say, it,
so-
but someone had to say it.
Yeah, it was kind of important to the story. So I actually had to. Everyone came to my house one night because I have like a decent like dancing rehearsal area, like a large space in my house. So I got like all 9 of these people to somehow show up. We walked through it one more time. We saw Renee and I like came up with the outfits. We told everyone what to wear. We came up with the entire script. I choreographed the entire thing. Renee helped. He wrote like the majority of like the song lyrics. I think I
I
helped
also
that
came
too,
with
but-
the OP line.
regardless,
the Mitch
Renee and
be
I-
humble.
Oh yeah, because in the song it's like
Eh.
bitch, be humble. But then we named the British soldier Mitch, and then we were like, Mitch, let's
Yeah.
rumble.
And our teachers were so confused.
But then when we
They were
actually
like, "Are they-"
performed it,
Yeah, are
everyone
they-
thought we
they're
were actually
like,
just
"Oh,
like
shit,
cursing.
Like the balls on these people, bro. To actually say this. And then the teachers looked at the script later and they're like, oh shit, okay, this is.
You got it. Yeah, but basically we performed, I danced.
Wait, I'm
we got
pretty sure we
100.
got above
Easy
100
clap.
because they added in the peer evaluations and
Oh yeah, we did.
uh
Oh yeah, Pranay and I got above 100 because
Yeah.
we carried the shit out of that project. But yeah, dude, working with some of those people was one of the hardest things I've ever had to do.
I feel so bad for you. Just having to work with Patrick. Ugh.
Dude, it was like not even that hard of a line. I was like, just say this at this point, and he just couldn't. I don't understand why that's so hard.
That boy, right? I will say though, best project I think we had. I mean, not best project, best group, because well, it wasn't necessarily for like a group project. It was just like a group. I think it was me, Viswa, and Jacob in humanities, because we had a thing going in 10th grade.
Oh,
We just
yeah,
had a
lol.
rhythm, because like they can't, like every day they would like have like a small group like work thing like they would have us do like every day, and like we would just like get together in a quarter, and like we had this rhythm. Like Jacob would read out the instructions, I would do the shit, and this would sit around like fucking around.
Yeah,
It was such a it was like such a clean, well-oiled machine.
No, I would write down the stuff. You would just tell me what to write.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Jit was our scribe.
I was the scribe. It was very unfortunate. I didn't mind though. We were a machine though. We got it done in like 10 minutes and then we just screwed around for the rest
Yeah,
of the
you were
period.
just fuck around because like we were like we just had the rhythm, man. Like everybody else was like struggling through like the different parts of like the gunpowder empires or whatever, and we were just like
Boom.
put them down. Yep.
Bop.
Bop,
Skitty bop
Put
bop.
up. Yep.
Boom 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 boom. Skitty up. Sounds. The thing goes
Bop, bop,
skitty
bop.
up. Bop bop. Do you guys remember Dasha?
Oh yeah. I wonder if he still did
Yeah,
he
I'm
actually
pretty-
go to
he's in
Singapore
Singapore
to serve
right
in the
now.
military?
Yeah.
What the fuck? I'm so confused.
I mean,
I
he
think
was
this
a
happened.
Singaporean citizen,
Uh,
so he's like mandated by law to go serve there.
it's so funny
Ah.
to me though. And, like, the
Yeah,
idea that
Dasha goes
Dachshund
to
of all
serve in the
people went to go
military.
serve in the Singaporean
Oh,
military.
God.
Oh my! I can't even. Like, okay, the boy was pretty tall. Like, I will say
Also,
that.
just like
but
his
like,
demeanor. His
he just
demeanor.
did not. Yeah, the demeanor was not like that of like a soldier at all. No. I could not imagine this guy like saying like "sir, yes, sir" or anything like
Yeah.
that, unless it was sarcastic.
He was pretty funny though.
He wasn't
Sure.
very
Yeah, he was.
He had his own set of issues, but he was pretty funny.
I will give
It was
that
pretty
to
Yeah.
him.
funny. I think people gave him a lot more shit than he really deserved.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I mean,
man.
I
He
think
did some
people in
weird
his
stuff.
year gave him more shit than he deserved. Like, he wasn't a super great debater, but like, I mean, they were a little
that
bit
should
hard.
have
Maybe
to-
there's some
anything.
there's some stuff, but
There was
we
some
won't
stuff,
get into that now.
you know? I do remember though, like the best debate round I ever had. Well, best crossfire I ever had was in a practice round against Dashin, because Dashin was just saying some stuff, and I was just pissed off. Like, I don't remember exactly why, but I was just angry that day. I just started roasting him. Like, I wasn't even trying to like ask.
Noah wasn't even responding to arguments. He was literally just making personal attacks on Darshan.
I was
so
just upset. Hey, they
I was like,
were,
Noah,
they
you
were
need to stop.
accurate though. Okay, they were cutting shit.
Everyone in the class was laughing. I felt kind of bad, but Noah was just going hard, and he was taking it in humor. So it was.
I was
was
just
okay.
upset. Like, I don't know, man. Like, I had enough because Dashman had like this very abrasive style in Crossfire. Like, he would just like kind of like talk over you and shit. I was just done. Like, I think I was already having a bad day, so I was just not like putting up with this guy's shit.
Normally that's me though in rounds.
Normally that was
If
you.
you compare me and Noah, like in round and outside round,
Complete
outside
opposite,
around-
like, night and day.
outside around, I'm like, I don't even know how to describe it. It's just a mess between me and
Like,
Noah.
well,
sometimes.
outside around, like, I'm generally more toxic and Vis is generally more chill. Inside of round though, like Vis was the most toxic motherfucker. Like, meanwhile, like I'm like the one who's like, it's fine. Like, we got this. And then meanwhile, Vis is like, they're so
Yeah.
bad.
Dude, they're actually so
They're
bad,
so
dude.
shit.
It's insane. I don't know how you could function at this level and still be
Like,
alive.
I remember, like, there were multiple times where, like, they would, like, be getting up and, like, giving a speech, and, like, I would hear Vis would just start, like, snickering. I'll be like, Vis, just stop. The judge is gonna hear you, and they're gonna think you're being rude. Just stop, man. And Vis was just like, but they're so stupid.
Whenever that happened to me in Project P, PJ and I would just look at each other and be like, easy clap. Easy
And then you go like,
clap.
yeah.
And then you guys still lose the round.
Right.
That's just how the game
Please.
works.
True.
Uh,
Dude, yeah. I was pretty toxic, I'm not gonna lie. Especially during Crossfire.
my
I'd go hard. Like, it doesn't even matter if we're winning. Like, even if we're stomping them, I still go hard. I'm kind of merciless.
Just no mercy.
No mercy, dude. And you know where else they don't show
What?
mercy? Prison.
Very nice, like,
I mean, it's
The greatest transition in the history of stating the obvious, ladies and gentlemen.
I mean, you're not wrong. They do not show. That is the point of going to prison. It is to repent for your crimes. It is not mercy.
Exactly. and that system is
Yeah,
merciless, dude.
there's a lot of stuff wrong. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that people think are wrong. There's a lot of stuff. I'm not 100% sure of what like my personal opinion is as of yet. I know both sides. Like, there's some people who say, prison doesn't really do anything to like solve for the reason why the people got into jail in the first place. It just like keeps them there, and like these private like prison companies are the ones that are just reaping the benefits of like putting people in prison. And then there's people on the other hand are just like, bro, these people, like, prison isn't a place to like, these people did bad things. They shouldn't be rewarded for doing bad things. They should be punished. Like, this is the point of a prison. So,
Yeah.
Honestly, I can understand both sides of that.
I mean, like, I just don't really get the point of like punishing people just
I mean,
just to punish.
there has to be a line, right? Like if you
Yeah.
killed someone, like
Yeah.
I don't think you deserve like a lot of the things, but like in mainly European countries, because some of them actually haven't figured out. Instead of like prison, like it's more
have, like,
just
yeah.
like rehab.
Yeah,
essentially.
rehabilitation, which is like I think like especially
Yeah.
just like drug offenses. Like the war on drugs, in my opinion, is just like one of like the most disastrous things that the U.S. government has done in the 20th century. That's including things like fucking Vietnam and Afghanistan. Like war on drugs has just been an absolute disaster. It's behind so many problems. Like the military.
But I think like drug crimes are like pretty different than like killing someone or like stabbing someone. You know?
Yeah, well, I mean, like, I think there's like a line between like people who are like a danger to society, like people who murder, people like who, like things like that. But like, then there's like just people who, I feel like just like you shouldn't like really treat them as like a danger, like a person who's like smoking weed, right? Isn't necessarily a danger to society, like unless they're like like stoned and driving. Yeah, but like no, if they just like were smoking weed or like even if they were like selling weed, like I don't consider that like a danger to society. Like I don't worry about like getting like killed by like a stoner. Probably the opposite.
Would you consider someone who sells like a more dangerous drug like heroin or cocaine a danger to society?
I mean, yeah, to some extent, yes, because like heroin and cocaine, like they do kill people, but like I wouldn't consider them on like the same level as like a murderer.
Yeah.
I don't know about that because like these like dealers obviously they want to make money, right? So
Yeah.
they can go to like children and like schools and like try and get these kids hooked on these.
That doesn't
like, really
happen.
dangerous
That
drugs.
does not happen. Like the idea of like some like shady guy in a trench coat going to like elementary schools and going like, "Hey kid,
No,
you want some
not
drugs?"
like
Like
him actually
that's
going
not
there.
what
I'm just saying.
happens.
I'm not saying like he's going there. I'm saying he's supplying to young kids.
I mean,
I
like
mean,
I
think like
think
at max is like teenage, like in high schoolers. Like I
Yeah.
don't.
But still, like you don't want
like
that
I
to
would
happen.
consider that like an extenuating circumstance, right? Like obviously, like if you're selling to adults versus selling to like kids, like there's a big difference there. But I don't
But, like,
think
either
most
way,
people
it's,
sell
like,
to
a
kids.
bad
Like I
thing.
don't think most people, like most drug dealers, sell cocaine to like small children. Like I don't think that's what
Like
happens.
I know either way, it's like a bad thing because a lot of people will die from like these kinds of like really dangerous ones.
Well, I mean, like then you have to examine like why, because like the whole point of the war on drugs, ostensibly, if you believe like the reasoning of like government officials, is to like prevent these kinds of like drug issues, right? To prevent people from like getting hooked on drugs, to prevent people from dying on drugs. I mean, like I personally believe it was racially motivated, but that's a different story. But like, I mean, it hasn't worked, obviously. I mean, like, if anything, the drug problem in America has gotten worse. I mean, you have, like, you went from, like, weed and, like, maybe crack to, like, fentanyl, opioids, heroin, like, all this, like, it's just getting worse. Like, the war, like, it just hasn't helped. Like, no matter, like, you can say, like, sure, like, maybe you could consider drug dealers bad people because they're, like, facilitating people hurting themselves. But, like, obviously putting them in prison or, like knocking down their doors with, like, riot police or like the SWAT team hasn't been working. So the question then is
Yeah,
like, what do we do
I don't know how
instead?
to solve it. I'm just saying that like rehab. I don't know if rehab would work for like a drug dealer.
Well, I mean, like a drug dealer, like unless a drug dealer is like on drugs, like we're not putting them in drug rehab. But like I think like some sort of rehabilitation, because like I mean, you said like yeah, like obviously they're looking for like money, and like I mean, you have to question like no, why are they selling drugs? Like maybe it's because they can't get any work in their area. It's also partially an economic thing.
Yeah, it could be. I mean, I just it's too complicated to like fix with like a one size fits all solution.
I mean, like, I definitely think there should at least be like the option of service for like some people. Like, I believe, like, I think that like if you have like a drug dealer who says like, no, I don't want to go to prison. Like, instead, like, I'll do like work in like the I don't know, like the Civilian Conservation Corps or something like that. I don't even know if that thing still exists. I just remember it's a New Deal program made in the '40s. Probably doesn't exist, but whatever. Like some government program, right? I think that option should be available to them.
Yeah, fair. But I think if they show signs of like relapsing or stuff like that, there should be a strike system. Like if they go into this like core or whatever, and they continue to sell drugs, like they shouldn't be allowed to keep doing this.
Yeah,
kind
that's
of thing.
fair. But like one other thing I think is a big problem is like the fact that like we just have so many people in prison. Like I'm pretty sure like the U.S. has more people
Yeah, I
in
think
prison
like
than any
by
other
a
country.
very large
right?
margin.
Yeah, for sure. Like no question. Yeah.
Like it's not even like a question of like per capita. It's just like more people, period, which is kind of nuts if you think about it. Because we're not like India or China. Like we don't have anywhere near 1 billion people in our country.
Well, yeah. To be fair, the police in India and China aren't really arresting people who deserve it.
Well, I think China, you can
No,
make
maybe not China, but India for sure.
yeah. Well, India's a whole different set of problems. But like in America, like we just have like these like so many people in prison, and like I remember
Yeah, it's kind of
reading
insane.
something about like the fact that like the one of the reasons why gangs have been such a problem is because like prisons have gotten so big is because like basically the idea is like if you're in prison like you basically need some sort of like governing force, right, just to make sure you don't get killed. So like you need some sort of like authority or like some sort of like social contract to make sure that like the guy in like the cell block next to you doesn't like stab you. So in the
Yeah.
old days, like before all this shit happened, like you would have like the prison code. Like it was like this sort of like informal sort of like it was almost like this idea of like honor among thieves or whatever. Like you tell the truth to like you don't like rat out other prisoners, like you don't kill people without cause, that sort of thing. But like once prisons became like really big, like you couldn't rely on that sort of like just communal policing because like you didn't know everybody in your prison anymore. There were like 3,000 people in one prison. Like you don't know everybody in there, so that's
All
why
right,
there
Noah,
were
Noah.
gangs.
Noah,
Hmm?
how do you deal with money crimes like embezzlement and fraud and stuff like that? How do you think we should deal with that?
Well, I definitely think that like you should have some sort of like harsh punishment. I think like white collar crime definitely goes under policed, or like under punished.
Yeah, like what do you think the punishment should be? Should it be jail? Should it be like
I don't think it should
it should-
necessarily be jail.
Like it should depend on the crime, right? Like
Yeah, I think like some like obviously like take away the money, but like also like maybe fine them, maybe like put them through some sort of program to like because like if you're embezzling, right? I definitely think you have like some empathy issues, or some sort of thing like that.
Also,
like
I
Like,
mean,
I remember there was this company called Theranos.
oh yeah,
which is-
Theranos.
Yeah, yeah. It's like this. They're a biomedical company, and they said they developed this like new testing system where they can like tell a bunch of diseases
Yeah.
from like a single drop of blood. But it turns out like all their tests were like
It was just a
made
con.
up,
Yeah, it was
and
just
like
a con.
their data was like completely fraudulent and everything, and like their systems just did not work. But that was only uncovered after like they sold like millions of these products and like had deals with Walgreens and CVS and all this kind of stuff, and like these people made like millions and millions of dollars.
Didn't
So, like, how do you deal with a situation
isn't,
like that?
the CEO Elizabeth Holmes going on like trial this year or something like that?
Yeah,
Yeah, like
like how do you deal with a crime like that? Do you just like throw them in jail?
I don't think like you should just throw her in. Like I definitely think like fine her, like make sure like she like repays all these people she basically cons like somehow. But like also I think, dude, maybe therapy, man. Like I was like listening to a podcast like I forget exactly what it was called, but it was like a podcast just like over like the whole Theranos story, and like Elizabeth Holmes definitely seemed like she had some mental issues. Like it was talking about how like her entire life she just like had this obsession with like being like this billionaire or like being like this like great person. Like I don't think that's healthy.
Wait, so let's say we give her therapy and stuff. Is she allowed to like run a business? Is she allowed to do work?
I think like at some point, right? Like at some point, like if you can say like with confidence, like yeah, this person's like gotten over like issues. She's not going to try and like hurt other people. Like we can say confidently, she's not going to try like to like hurt other people or con other people. I think like yeah, maybe like allow her like with like some limits to go back into society, try and be like a productive member of society again. like I think like throwing people in a cell for like the rest of their lives just isn't productive. I think the only situation where you do that is like if you say like for certain this person's never going to be able to be a functioning member of society.
I think it's really hard to like make that assessment like for certain, right?
Yeah,
Like that.
I mean, like I'm not saying like for certain, but I'm just saying with like a high degree of confidence.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, I mean, like I definitely think like this whole idea that that like you shouldn't allow some of these people back into society is like something that like a lot of people think is kind of strange. Like even though like I think it's a completely normal and sensible idea, right? Like this idea that like you shouldn't just like throw people like into like a cell for the rest of their lives. I think a lot of people seem to think is just like this like weird like beyond the pale sort of idea. So I guess that like brings us to like just I guess like what like other things that people think are weird that like you think are normal, or conversely things that people seem to think are normal that you think are weird.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Definitely some of those things that I have.
All right, let's hear them.
I don't know. I guess this is more of like a small one. It's not like super big, but whenever you're like hotel rooms, right, or like just not in your house, I always find it so. I don't know. I just find it weird to walk around barefoot. I always have to have like flip flops or like something else on.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't know.
I mean, it's kind of weird to walk around. Actually, I don't know.
I walk around barefoot
I feel like
in like hotel rooms.
yeah,
and
I feel
stuff.
like a lot of people think it's normal to just like walk around barefoot in like places that aren't like your house. But I don't know. I just can't walk around a hotel room barefoot. I just can't do it, man.
I don't know. It makes me feel kind of vulnerable, if I'm being honest. Like kind of like
Yeah,
okay.
like I don't know what's on that hotel floor.
Yeah.
Like
Gonna give me foot cheese. Don't like that.
I don't know. That's like more of a small thing. That's like something that's like personal preference. But I think that very well fits the theme of this topic.
I mean, well,
Yeah.
Renee, you haven't talked in a while. Do you have anything? I know you say a lot of things that like the rest of us think are like completely bonkers. So
Okay, well,
I think you might have some
I
interesting things
feel like
to add to
This
this
is
so
topic.
true.
when I'm like if I walk barefoot in place, I feel like and this is just like for related to Cobb's thing. It's like a place that I'm going to stay for some time. Like like I wouldn't go to just like a random restaurant and just like walk barefoot like but like a like a hotel room like yeah I probably would. Yeah. It's it.
It's weird, man.
I think one other thing. I think this is normal, but I guess other people think it's weird. Or like maybe you guys might not think it is, but like the general sort of like American person might think it is. Bidets. I think those are like. I think those are like normal. I don't know.
I've heard good things about bidets, but I've never had like the chance to try one. Like I guess like my main question is like how do you keep it clean, right?
At least the bidets I've tried, they're not like in India, they're not inside the toilet. They're like a separate thing.
Yeah, it's like a separate. It's entirely like separate thing.
Oh, it's interesting.
So I mean, I don't know. I think it seems so much more hygienic.
I mean, yeah, it's green, it's
It's-
clean. Like, what's not to like?
I don't know, but I think people just think it's weird, and like when COVID sort of just slapped everyone, everyone was like buying toilet paper. I'm just like, water. And just become the
Sure.
avatar. But it just I don't know. I thought it was pretty
mean-
normal, but
I think it's normal, but like you can do both. You can use toilet paper and like use water.
like why? I don't. It seems like such a waste.
That's fair. That's fair.
It'll definitely be cleaner.
You're making extra sure.
Yeah.
I mean, okay, I guess I don't know. I think the cleanest is a bidet, but whatever. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion.
I think that's just like a U.S. thing. Like I know a lot of European and like Asian countries use it.
Like I'm not saying people shouldn't use toilet paper ever anywhere, but like at home and just in your life, I think it's like in Japan, like it's very common for the toilets to be like these OP toilets with like a bunch like 12 million functions, and they just do everything. And
Japan is like literally just a country from the future. I don't
Yeah,
know what
true.
they're doing here.
yeah,
Okay,
Actual facts.
I got something.
BJ, any
It's not-
normal things?
I mean, it's like I just don't understand like sprinkles. I don't know the purpose. of sprinkles. Yeah, there's something you
Really?
put on ice cream on donuts. I guess they have some sort of texture. Like I don't really know like why people. Maybe they're sweet. I honestly like whenever I eat a sprinkle, I just think, oh, it is something right there. It does not contribute much to.
Honestly, that's fair. Like sprinkles don't really taste like much. They're kind of like slightly
I don't think it's
sweet.
for taste. I think it's for like
Yeah,
decoration and like to make it look good.
Well, maybe
yeah. It's just for the
maybe I
looks.
just don't understand that aspect. I just like people. They're like, oh, sprinkles on ice cream. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Like, what is the purpose of this?
Actually,
Well, like if you can make your food more presentable, it definitely looks better
guess
to
so,
eat,
I
right?
guess so.
Like
I
that's why like
probably
food
also just
commercials
'cause-
work.
I kind of don't like the way it looks like. Like it's just too colorful. It looks unnatural to me. Like if I'm having ice cream, I like my
yeah. Pranay wants his donuts, his deep fried Krispy Kreme donuts, to look all natural, just like they came out of the tree. You know, like they look like just like they grew off the
Okay,
donut
no,
tree.
for ice
That's what he
cream at
likes.
least. If I have any like chocolate ice cream or something, like I want my fruits, I want my nuts.
Dude,
That's pretty
I
much
want a
it.
donut
Maybe
right
some
now
chocolate
so
syrup,
bad.
but I don't want any sprinkles.
Actually, I'm kind of curious. Like, what are sprinkles made out of?
I think it's just sugar.
Yeah, it's probably just sugar, right?
I'm
else
gonna
would it
look
be?
it up. I'm gonna look it up. I'll get back to you on this.
And it just
Yeah,
has some
we'll get
coloring,
back
I
to
guess.
Like, is it totally?
Yeah,
Because it
probably.
doesn't taste like just like sugar, right? It tastes like I don't know what it tastes like. Kind of plasticky, I guess.
It says I'm
Yeah.
searching up. It looks like it says a little food grade wax.
I'm pretty sure it's sugar. I'm willing to bet it's sugar.
Corn syrup, cornstarch, sugar, food grade wax, and artificial coloring.
Food grade
Yeah,
wax.
so it's-
Yeah, that's kind of gross. I
Are
don't know if I like
sprinkles
that.
supposed to have different
Basically,
flavors?
it's
Like,
just
are the
sugar.
different
And they're
flavor
basically like
colored
sugar
things supposed to be
candles, right?
different flavors?
No,
Okay.
no, they all taste the same. They're just decoration.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
this is
kind-
apparently in the Netherlands and Belgium, sprinkles or hagelslag are commonly used as a sandwich topping.
I mean, do they taste? Are they the exact same kind of sprinkles? Or are they kind of different?
They're just chocolate sprinkles. You put them
Like a
in a
sweet
sandwich.
sandwich, like a Nutella sandwich or something?
Huh.
Just like
Apparently in Belgium they're called
What the hell?
mouth shit because they look like mouth shit that you put in the sandwich, which makes me wonder why you would do that.
okay.
No, anything you think is normal that other people think is weird?
Let me think. I guess one
Like-
thing I don't. Well, this is more like I think this is weird that everybody else thinks is normal. Is just small talk with strangers. I hate that. Like I don't know why people like say like just try to like make connections like with random people they meet on the subway. Like I'm just trying to get from point A to point B, just like you. Don't make this anything more than it has to be.
I don't know, but isn't it kind of crazy? There's a word for this.
But
But it's like where you kind of realize that like if you're driving or something or if you're on the subway, you kind of realize that everyone
Ah,
around you
yeah,
has had a
yeah.
life
oh
as
yeah.
complicated and as like real as yours.
That
and you're
happens
just like
all
what
the time
hell?
when I'm doing like
Yeah.
like that's
even when
crazy.
I'm not even long distance, when I'm just like randomly driving, I'm sitting at a stop sign, a car pulls next to me, and you just look, take like you take a look to the left to see who it is, and you're just like, wow, this person is like, they have an entire life. Like I don't even know anything about this person, and like they think about like they feel the same sort of things as I do. I mean, like not like everything, but they're like a human. They have emotions. They have an entire life that I don't even know about.
Yeah, there's this theory that says that humans were never meant to be globalized and that they were only meant to like live in small groups and never know that the other groups existed. That way, like racism would exist, all these things like just wouldn't exist, and you know everybody in your community. It'd be like much smaller, much more tight knit, and that's the way like humans were meant to be
Well,
living evolutionarily.
I don't
But
know
Like,
about
we broke
meant to
that.
be. Like
I don't
like when
know.
you say like that's how humans are meant to be, like it sounds like a moral
Like, that's-
judgment, right?
no, it's like that's where they're most productive.
Yeah.
that's-
I mean, I agree
I
with
guess
that. I
what
mean,
I'm
like I
trying to say.
think that's like one of the issues I think we need to like kind of wrestle with, because I do agree with that. Like I think evolutionarily, humans just aren't built to handle like modern life. I think that's why you see like so much like depression and just all this shit where like we have like so much, right? Like we don't have to, like most people don't in like developed countries don't have to worry about like going hungry or not having shelter or things like that. All this shit that like people like in 10,000 BC would have to worry about on a daily basis. Like, but meanwhile, like we still don't feel happy though.
That's why if you look at like depression and like mental health like issues, it is 100% a first world problem. Not that it's not like a bad problem or like a real problem or whatever. It's just it is a first world problem. And if you look at like continents like Africa and like Southeast Asia and stuff like that, there's just like little to no mental health problems. Just because like there's much bigger things to worry about.
I think, okay, like my opinion is humans need to basically be like, we need to like merge with AI somehow, because like I don't think that we would be able to survive without it. Like we need to we can't wait for evolution to like, because like evolution is like the process of like hundreds of thousands of years. Like we can't wait for evolution to adapt us to the modern world. We have to do it ourselves. That's just my opinion.
Yeah, that's fair.
You gotta adapt to the world we live in.
Yeah, adapt or die.
Adapt and
Yeah.
overcome.
And the
Adapt,
world we
overcome,
currently
survive.
that's a good meme.
It's a good meme.
Yeah. But now, and internet is a part of our daily lives.
Something we have adapted
Something
to.
we use all
We're
the time
still adapting
for everything.
to.
Mm-hmm. Like
Yeah.
it's kind of wild, like just like how the internet works. Like it's so weird to me, like just thinking about the fact that like I can send a text to somebody on the opposite side of the world. It would like arrive to them basically instantaneously.
And it goes to
This-
space.
It does.
And it comes back.
And there's just so much stuff on the internet, just terabytes and like petabytes of data. Just all this shit.
Yep.
True. But the internet is also a great resource to learn
This is
about
true.
stuff, to find useful software to do different stuff, and to just, do anything you want, really. So, this moves on to our final segment of the Stating the Obvious podcast of this episode, which is useful internet resources, something that's free, on the internet that everyone can use, and that's
Wow.
it's very nice.
Tell me more.
I will tell you more, Noah. So the first one is, I'm pretty sure we all know about this, but some people may not. Sci-Hub. Removing barriers in the way of science. Basically, Sci-Hub allows you to get past paywalls on like studies and that sort of stuff. You just take like the DOI, or you can just take the link and yeet it into Sci-Hub. Sci-Hub will unlock it and let you view the entire study. So that's pretty nice.
Extremely
This
slow
is-
when you're doing
This
research.
is like for all academic articles
Yeah.
and like New York Times and stuff like that, right?
All,
Yeah, you
all,
just have to make sure that you get the right Sci-Hub like domain, because they have to like hop around a lot from country to country. I think because they're kind of illegal.
a little
Probably.
bit. A little bit.
A little bit.
But it's free, it's useful, and it's on the internet. So it's not a huge deal if you take advantage of it. And interestingly enough, I didn't know this. This is actually new information to me, but did you know that Sci-Hub is made by the same people that made LibGen, which is
Really?
library Genesis?
Huh.
Makes sense though. Like they're
Interesting.
both very similar, very
Yeah.
useful resources, especially for poor college students like us.
Exactly. So library Genesis, or LibGen, allows you to basically just get all your college
that is its
textbooks
sole
for free.
purpose.
Auction
Lets you download them, lets you get them. It's just amazing. So if you need textbooks, there's your go-to way. If you can't find it there, then
Books.sc.
there are some other places you can look, but that's the main one.
That is. Yeah.
Yeah, Pranay's a fan of that one, but I think LibGen is personally better. But to each their own. I guess a couple more. Audacity, what we're using to
yeah.
record this podcast.
Yes, I like
That's the thing that allows you to hear the
Yes.
buttery smooth vocals of Pranay Gundam.
Exactly.
Oh yeah, just
Whoa.
listen to that deep
Thanks.
bass.
Okay.
yeah.
Base. But
Brought
it's
to you
still
by
brought to you by
Audacity.
Audacity.
We're not sponsored.
Sponsor us,
were.
please?
We should.
Should sponsor. There are so many companies that should sponsor us. We're doing so much free advertising.
At this point, yeah. Literally every company should sponsor
Yeah,
us.
Jip would kill for a Taco Bell sponsorship.
Dude, just give money to us.
Dude. Taco Bell sponsorship, please. Please sponsor us.
Yeah, dude. I would wear like fucking Taco Bell body paint. They sponsored us. No cap.
But he would still do it.
You wouldn't see it because we're on a
Trust him.
podcast, but I'll do it. I'll still do it.
I mean,
I'll wear a sombrero if they
yeah,
told me to.
regardless.
Honestly, I'd wear a
You
sombrero
would.
anyways.
I don't think they've gone that way for advertising in a while, but you know what? I think they'll let you know, Noah. I think they will.
Yeah, they better.
So,
Email me.
so a couple others. These are just for like a variety of different things you might want to do. Unity is a cross-platform game engine. I'm pretty sure worked with that.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Quite
free.
fun. Quite fun.
It's pretty fun. Yeah.
You can actually do like a lot of shit. Like I remember seeing some dude's like Unity demo. He literally made like a grapple hook sort of like platformer, and it looked really fun.
I think I've seen this game before now.
You have?
Or one that is very, very similar to it.
Well,
It was made with Unity in it, and it was like this platformer with a grappling hook. It might not have been the same one,
It's
but
literally just what I said. Like I just said like it was a Unity platformer with a
it
grappling
was
hook.
like I don't know. It was like it wasn't a grappling hook. It was just like this like I don't know, this like rope that you shot out. It wasn't a grappling hook. It was like this rope you shot up in it. It was like one of those sticky hands that you like just throw on things and it stuck to everything. So it might not have been the same. But
I don't.
Might have been
the
a little
same thing.
different.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Unity's a fun time.
Unity's good. If you're interested in music, writing music, MuseScore lets you create. You can actually create some pretty big pieces, some big compositions, and you can write all the sheet music. You can assign different instruments and have it play back to you actually with the sounds of those instruments. So I've had a fun time with that. VS Code for all the people who are maybe interested in computer science or coding or something. VS Code literally lets you like it's so nice. It's really just beautiful. But then it also lets you have access to like all the different languages, Dart, Flutter, whatever you want. You can get it on VS Code. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And
have you used that personally?
what?
Have you used VS Code personally?
Yeah, I use it like whenever I'm coding, when I'm like making websites or when I'm making apps and stuff. VS Code is what I go to. It's free. It's a great source code editor. Honestly, if you're not using it, like you should be. I don't know. It's just the superior way of doing things. But I think the last one, and this one's really nice. It's called the Noun Project, and basically it just gives you icons, like hella icons for like your PowerPoint slides or presentations
What do you
or
mean
whatever.
by icons?
The icons here, super nice.
That's such a niche
Like different graphics?
idea, but it's one that's so useful and so unique.
Not like what like graphics you have to make yourself. Like you can't just like for the statistics and stuff you make those in Excel, but like icons,
okay.
right? So like maybe like a picture
I
of a
see, I
brain
see.
in like a certain color with a certain contrast or something. However you want it, the Noun Project has like millions of different icons. You can change the colors, you can customize them in a bunch of different ways. Super useful.
Speaking of
Super,
nouns,
super useful.
I'd like to tie this back to our earlier topic of just looking around and realizing that everybody has their own kind of life just as big as yours, because that reminded me that like there is a word for that. The word is sonder, and it comes from the Dictionary of Obscure Sorrows, which is another. It's not really
What's
a
the word,
resource, but
sonder?
it's a nice rabbit hole to go down. It's just this website that creates like words for like these like words that don't really exist for like these feelings that like we've all had. So yeah, sonder is a noun. The realization that each random passerby is living a life as vivid and complex as yours, populated with their own ambitions, friends, routines, worries, and inherited craziness. An epic story that continues invisibly around you like an anthill sprawling deep underground, with elaborate passageways to thousands of other lives that you'll never know existed, which might appear only once, as an express tipping coffee in the background, as a blur of traffic passing on the highway, as a lighted window at dusk. Sonder.
And with that simple thought, we thank you for listening to this episode of Stating the Obvious.